Our title for today is How to Action Beyond the Business Plan. And my name is Goy. I'm going to coordinate the session for today. I will introduce all of you later on. Let me first have some house rules. Just to repeat again, when you're talking, you can on the mic. If you are not talking, finish talking, please mute the mic. If you're listening, please also mute the mic. Any questions or comments, please feel free to write to me, email me along the way. And of course, this whole session, we'll be having it recorded. The video for Workshop 1 has been uploaded. So today's session will also be uploaded because I know some students cannot join this session at this time. So you are entrepreneur, you should be hungry. And we like to then have this workshop together. This workshop is yours, so I like to pitch my mic from one station to another station. So let me say hello again to Ubi. Obi, can you say something to us from Indonesia?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello everyone.
How is everything in Ubi? Are the students hungry?
Yes, of course.
Still hungry.
They're still hungry.
Okay. I'm very hungry. Very good. So I want to ask students in ITB Indonesia. Eddie, are you hungry?
Hello.
Hungry
Yes.
for knowledge?
Yes.
Hungry.
All of
Okay.
us hungry now.
I
Very
see.
hungry.
You didn't have lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay. Thank you very much. And Pang, over to you. Say something to us from Malaysia.
Hi, I'm Pang from USM, Malaysia. Currently here is raining cats and dogs.
Oh.
So I guess more of my friends will be coming sooner or later. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And of course, someone from KO, Sichi or Rina, say hello to them.
Hi,
Say something.
I am Elena from KO University.
I'm Cici. We're here to really know more about how to get our business plan down and hope to have fun with you guys.
Okay, thank you. And actually, there are some students who may come in along the way. It is okay because you should feel free, all right, to come in as and when according to your schedule. And of course, I have a special guest with me. Today is Mr. Wanabe-san. He's the founder for the Lean Startup. Wanabe-san, would you just say hello to the students from Asia University?
Okay. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Wanabe. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a very short
Sharing.
sharing about the Lean Startup
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, Mr. Wanami has a lot of experience helping startups, students to young people to create startups. So we look forward to your sharing.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me get the ball rolling. So today's agenda. Okay. Very quickly, we have done our introduction, and we will be talking to you very shortly about this component called the internal capability. That's something very, very new. I'm going to spend some time to share with you. And I will be pitching my mic to to the two winners of last year, QB and Agmetis. Will be sharing with us about how they take actions based on their business plan. Then very shortly, I will pitch the mic to Mr. Wanami-san, and he will talk to us about the lean way. All right, the lean way for your action on your business plan. Now, at the very end, I am allocating more time for discussion, very simply because all of you are hungry. Okay, so please feel free to jot down anything that you would like to talk about or discuss so that we can make it a workshop for everyone. All right? Now, let me do a little refresh summary of what happened in workshop 1. If all of you can recap, we are talking about the important component of the business plan for this contest. All right, we are looking at the 4 components. We have covered with you the component number 1, which is about the entrepreneur. We talk about the management team, the mindset, the vision. Now, component 2, it's about the business model, right? So we talk about, the novelty, the competitive advantage, marketing, and the feasibility of your business plan. Now, the component number 3 is about finance. And I've also kind of assure you, all of you, that finance is important, but we are covering lesser part of it. So do not feel the pain, all right, too much be worried about finance. But rather, for this year contest, we are particularly concerned about your capability. And we call that the internal capability of the management team. So what is, all right, so that's what we have covered for workshop 1. And to recap, if you remember management team, right, we discussed between the mixed team and the mixed team and team with the same background. We learned that, in the case of NACMEDIS, all right, NACMEDIS tells us that they form the team with different background, medical, engineer, and the advantage is that they have diverse academic knowledge. So all of them can contribute in terms of innovation. Now, the disadvantage, of course, is that there may be misunderstanding because of the different background. Whereas for QB, right, Fahad, you told us about the advantage of developing the product, and all of you speak the same language, not just the Indonesian language, but the engineering language. So communication, coordination is much easier. But the disadvantage, of course, maybe you lack the ideas and the skills needed for a business plan. Now, the second thing that we discussed last week, again, we make comparison. Are you more market-oriented, like the NACMEDIS, or are you more technological-oriented, like QB, right? And we also talk about the advantage of market-oriented, meaning you rely lots more on the customer, on the market, to ensure your sales. And it may be much easier to pilot and implement, like what NACMEDIS have done. The disadvantage is that maybe your model can be easily copied by competitors, and you can be challenged. You may not have challenged yourself sufficiently in terms of idea innovation. Now, for QB's case, what we have learned from them is that the team has taken a lot of time to research, and that can be very attractive to investors, and they are going to patent their product, and that give protection to their invention. But the challenge is that it takes time, and students like QB or us actually may lack the skills. So both are equally good, all right? Both have their advantages and disadvantages. So that's what we have covered for last week. So far, so good, everyone? Thumbs up if you so far everyone's followed. Good, thank you. Okay, now give me a bit of time. I'm going to cover with you the 4th component for the business plan contest. We talk about the internal capability. Now, this part is not covered in most of the school, I believed. Now, I have a first question. Is the entrepreneur, which is more important, the entrepreneur, the person, or the idea? The idea here, I'm referring to the product. It should be the product. Entrepreneur or the product, which is more important? If you think entrepreneur, the person is more important, could you please raise your hand? Entrepreneur is more important. Okay, we have, well, more from ITB and a few from the UB. How many of you think product is more important than the person? Okay, USM, all right. Maybe I just like to hear one or two. Let's start from ITB. Someone from ITB, you said the entrepreneur is more important. Why you say that? Eddie.
I think my name is Akbar Primajaya from ITB. From my background is geological engineering. Well, first of all, the entrepreneur is the soul of everything. I think when you know what kind of part and what kind of you do, that is entrepreneur. So when you realize that every product can important for entrepreneur, so the first step you need to establish first is entrepreneur, I think.
Okay, thank you very much. The person first is very important. The person activate the idea to create a product. But USM, Punk, you raised your hand just now and you said the product seems more important. Why?
In my opinion, since I'm from computer science background, a lot of examples such as Facebook or Google, they are more product-based rather than entrepreneur-based. Their product gain a lot of feedback from consumers, and consumers love it too. So I think that the idea is much more important rather than the person who do it carry out.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. And certainly person can change, but Facebook remains. So again, these are just two schools of thought. Nothing is wrong, nothing is right. Now, I'd like to cover with you more about internal capability. For this, we're going to focus on the entrepreneur, all right? So the three main issues that we are not clear. Many of us don't know how good we are because we are students, we lack experience, and however, I believe all of us have some form of competency, all right? But most students, based on last year, give us a lot about their background, but never really say what is the competency. So this time, we would like to know more specifically about your competency. I will describe to you later. Second, a lot of people have created business plan like Necmetis, QB, but they're often being challenged. They have described like 5 years plan. A lot of plans are beautiful, but sometimes we don't know what we should do tomorrow. All right. So that is often the situation. So this time, we like you to take the challenge to be more specific about what you would like to do, you are able to do within the next 18 months. 18 months was selected because that is the typical period to incubate a business plan. Or rather, an organization. So we like to try to challenge you what you're going to do, not in 5 years. What you're going to do in more specific terms in the next 18 months. Now, the third point is, again, people ask, what do I have? What is around me? What can I use? So that talks a lot about whether you are aware of the resources around you in your university or out of your university. We want to learn that. And this whole thing we're going to cover is what I call the internal capability, and that covers the fourth component of the business plan. Now, let me quickly define for you simply that internal capability, I'm talking about the ability of the team. Includes the individual, but we look at the whole entire team, where they have the ability to utilize their competency, which is the business-specific competencies, aligned with the business, and they can access and configure the resources from internal and external environment to provide a short-term value creation for early stage startup. Now that sounds a little bit too theoretical. Simply, I like to look at the three components, which is activity timeline and resource support, resource task and competency compatibility, and third, resource valuation and configuration. Now these are very new words. Take it lightly. I will tell you what is it all about. The activity part, we want to, for the first part, I call in short TRS, we are looking at the ability of your team to create immediate visible action by knowing what support you can get from your environment. The second part, we talk about the TCC, all right, task and competency. Now, I want you to tell us exactly your competency that is relevant for your business plan. All right, if it's not relevant, it doesn't count. All right. Now, the third part, then we talk about how you configure your resources. All right, that is aligned with the activity. All right. Now, I'm going to give you some example. All right, and I believe all of you have seen the template. If you have not, you can download the template from the contest website. Yeah, I think some of you have it. All right, we have already uploaded for you. So now I'm going to go through only the three parts. There are many words, but maybe I highlight to you the template that we have shown. Now, this is the table. This is the table that covers you in terms of your activity timeline and what kind of resource you need and where you think you can get it. So 18 months, I have given you a template based on quarterly. Now, you can design it based on your own. All right, but all in all, we want you to break it down into specific goal, activity, resources that you may need, all right, and where it may come from, all right. So we are looking at how you plan your activity down the road. And the timing starts from October now till, well, next year, 2016, I think, January, March, all right. And I think that's also about the time when some of you may have graduated, all right. So you can do something within the time before you graduate. Now, I give you some example, all right. These are just some example. If it's a goal where you want to do market research or to test market. Now, it could be an activity where you want to collect information, all right, for the design of your information system for the hospital, like NACMEDIS. Now, so NACMEDIS may need to interview people, all right. So how to interview people, how to prepare for the interviewing of the people. So then, well, in this case, if you are the one, you may like to have the support from NACMEDIS, all right. Well, Imchang, like where Imchang is there, you may want to take this chance to interview Imchang from the NACMEDIS. How do they go about collecting information? So this could be one action that you want to take. Cool. Of course, there are other actions. I will not go through all. I think later, both QB and NACMEDIS will explain a little bit more. So take your time to read through the examples that we give. All right. Now this is for the timeline, and the activity. I move you to the second part where we talk about your competency. Now, I would like to ask you a very simple question. This is the case of someone who wants to do a social media business, and they would like to create a software that they can reach out to 100 customers. I have Mr. A, B, C, and D. All right, and 4 of them have different description. Now you read it, and I like to ask all of you to do a little. It's quite a simple vote. How many of you think who has a greater ability or competency to do that task? Who think A? He said, I have no experience, but I like to do that. I'm a Facebook user. Who think this A would be capable? Please raise your hand. Okay, nobody. Fine. Think about it. Now, B. She said, I'm an undergraduate student. I major in computer studies, like what Pang says. I've written the software, and I scored a B. That's my experience. That's for B. And C say, I have done a business plan, and that is about how I develop a product application. That's for C. And D has described much more. Develop a software application connecting, that connects the soccer teams in the university, and the system has been implemented for 2 years. The system enabled the club to create a database of 100 students and provide a cost saving of $100 US. Now, this is just a brief abstract, all right, of how students wrote about themselves. How many of you think is D? D would be the most suitable one. Can you raise your hand? If you are the judge. Well, okay, cool, right. Thank you. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I'm just trying to say that D has been more explicit in telling us not just about his background, it's about his competency for the job. And that's what I require you to write that down. Now, this would sound much simpler if you are thinking that you're filling up your resume, all right, by telling us that your background, your university, is not going to show your competency. So I challenge all of you to do that for this round. And so this is the table that we're providing you. I'd like you to take a look at it, but pay attention to the skill and your track records. Meaning, what have you done? How have you created the impact that I can trust that you can do the job? So you have to sell yourself, all right? Instead of giving us a long resume. Long resume doesn't count this year. Cool? Okay. Now let me move on to the third part. Okay. So, so this is the part. This is the example that I've given. I think the heading has some mistake. Sorry, this should be the one for the competency. I give you an illustration of Mr. A, who's an engineer student. So he has the skill in creating information system. Why? Because he has created prototype, and he has described a lot more about it. And also he has also done internship in the company, and he has created an application, and this application has been used for 2 years. All right. So in addition to that, he has also some experience doing community service leader in a hospital, and he has also interviewed hospital patients before. So his task, Mr. A, is to design the information system, all right, for hospital. All right, so that helps us to understand what Mr. A can do for the job, the task that he has been assigned. All right, so give us the highlight, not everything, just the highlight of your competency that match with the task. All right, so I'm not going to go through the rest. Please read through and take that as a reference. Next, this is the third part. This is the little bit more challenging part where we want to know how you use a resource and your resource valuation and how you configure the resource. Look at these few components, the origin of the resource. Where did you get your resource? Did you use your university resource, or did you use, well, government resource or Soviet issue resource? The value of resource, we are looking at not how much it is. It could be a rare resource. It could be valuable because it is restricted to you, because you are from your university. Or it could be something that people can't copy, meaning you patent it, all right, or you sign an MOU. Or it could be that you are the first one that used this resource, and nobody can use it. All right, tell us what is unique, what is the key resource that you're using and is valuable. The third column talks about, can you use the resource or not? And how long can you use it? If you can use it for 1 day, maybe it's not so powerful compared to if you can use it for 1 year. So tell us whether you can use it and how long you can use it. All right, the longer certainly would be of higher, it shows higher ability of you to access to that. All right, and of course, the last part covers in terms of how you may have changed the purpose of the resource. This resource could be just for education, all right, but you may have converted it for the purpose of a business. All right, and that are the few areas that we want to capture. I have given you some example here. I think due to the time constraint, I will not go through it. I will let later the two success case to share about their experience. So please read through these examples that we have shown you. All right. Now, okay, I think I've covered my part. These few components are pretty new, and I would really like all of you to challenge it, all right, to show us your internal capability. Now, next, I'd like to pitch my mic to the contest winner. Im and Fahad, are you there? Yubi? Yubi?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I'd like to pitch my mic to Im. Yeah. Okay. Give me a minute. Let me get ready your. Maybe you can say something as I get ready your slides.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Im, and this is Ramdan. We are from NetMedis. Different from previous workshop, we will tell you about how NetMedis act for NetMedis becoming real.
Okay.
So yes.
Give me a minute. I have it just now. Fahad, can you say something as well?
Okay, thank you. I'm Fahad, CEO of Invenco, who create QB as one of the product, and we put it in this competition, it's business bank competition held by Soy Asia. And now I bring Yanwar as my engineer. He's CTO of Invenco. I think that's all. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, this is the one. Sorry. Okay, Im, over to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Baisang. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, this is our dream, and now we are in the process of on the way to success. Next slide, please. Yes, today this is our presentation content. So the first, we would like to introduce you about our background and also our product. Just a summary, because previous workshop we already explained to you. And then the second is how to make a team, a dream team. And also the third is about feasible resource. And also the fourth is what happened next. And yeah, last but not least is lesson to learn. So the first is about introduction. Next slide, please. Yes, maybe this is the summary. Why must NetMedis Network of Medical Information System? In our system, the main point is these two words: electronic and also connected. From why we want to make an electronic medical record? Because this we can see, we'd like to have this advantage, like time efficiency, reduce service time, and also the second is no need to worry about bad handwritings. You know, if the doctors write the receipt and give to the pharmacist, but the pharmacist cannot treat their bad handwritings, so it can be dangerous for the patients. And the third is reduce medical costs, so it's paperless from the materials also, and also staff working hours, so they can focus not only in the administration things, but they can focus their work into the service to the patients. And also easier tracking outcomes, because they can also make like research summary from the electronic medical record. It's about how the disease in this year, or something like that. And then the last is better patient communications. And the second main point is connected, because it's reduce medical error and also reduce medical costs. You know that if someone who want to go to another hospital, they must also check for another laboratory, like blood glucose, and then another laboratory check-up, so it can reduce medical costs. Next slide, please. So this is our mission statement, that we want to create electronic health information system. So we would like to build the first one is NetMedis for health facilities. This is for electronic medical record in health facilities, and the second one also we make application software for the patient, so the patient would could access their personal health record from their mobile phone and also from their laptop or desktop. So from NetMedis for health facilities and NetMedis for patients, it will be connected. So if someone with the application input their like diet data and also how maybe there is like symptoms from the patients, so it can also, the data will be input automatically to their medical record system in hospital. And that's why we would like to create easy access of health information for health workers and patients. So it should be electronic and connected, so we can reduce medical error and medical costs. Next slide, please. It's about team formation. This is our first generation. Next slide. So we are 5 members from different faculty in Brawijaya University, and 2 students from informatic engineering, and also the 1 student from mechanical engineering, 1 student from economy, and 1 student from medical student. But in the middle of 2013, we started thinking that we need to build second generation, because we would like to develop our software and also our service to be implemented. So we asked for three of our friends, also from informatic engineering student, and this is our second generation team. And also you can
is
see
increased
that
from 5 people, to about, wow, how many?
Yeah.
The team?
The team now 7.
Wow, okay, cool, please continue.
8. And next, about feasible resources. This is also the main point, because if we would like to be an entrepreneur, so we need money. But don't worry, because you can find any funding from the external. You have to know about your external capabilities, like Gorisang said. And one of the example is from NetMedis. We also find to raise fund from Ministry of Education. So we also joined the competition from Ministry of Education. So it can be our like implementation research funding. Next slide, please. This is our internal capability, because in Brawijaya University there is two hospital which is linked with medical faculty in Brawijaya University. So the first one is Saiful Anwar Hospital. This is for market research we did in Saiful Anwar Hospital. This is regional hospital in Malang. And after we did the market research, we asked from health workers and also the patients about our product. so we can know about the market needs. Next slide, please. After that, we did also implementation research. So we choose Brawijaya University Teaching Hospital as our laboratory. This is our own, this is in our own university, so it can be easier for us to connect with the director and also the administration staff. So now we are now in implementation research process in Brawijaya University Teaching Hospital. Next slide, please. And also we found many faculty members to become our advisor, like our business consultant, not only from Brawijaya but also from Soy Asia, Gaisang, and also IT consultant from our lecturer in Brawijaya University, and also medical system consultant from the director of Brawijaya University Teaching Hospital, and also professor from Keio University, which is also expert in medical information in Japan. Next slide, please. And last but not least, we get never-ending entrepreneurship education program from Soy Asia. Thank you, Goisang, and also Umijima Sensei to give us many experience and also knowledge. This one is our photo in Keio University in business incubator with the director of business incubator, Hirokawa-san. Next slide, please. And also, what happened next with NetMedis? Yes, maybe this is also our tips and tricks for you. If you want to build a company, or you want to start a partnership, maybe you can just find it's like start a company. So don't worry about the money, but building a network with another startup company, you could see how the internet entrepreneurship network is working. So from two startup company, you could exchange its resources, like how we did. So the first one is because we want to take the data from this one. Maybe I will tell you a little bit about CarePro. So CarePro is one of the company of the so it's like nursing company, medical health checkup in Japan. The pioneer is Kawazoi-san. They want to also expand their business in Indonesia. So I think it's a good idea for us to build a partnership, because Kawazoi-san can make us their research team and also their consultant, because we know Indonesia more, and also we could also NetMedis could also have any information about Japan from him, so we could exchange its resources from us. Next slide, please. And this is our next target, because we would like to be a knowledge enterprise and also social enterprise, and the third is economic enterprise. Knowledge enterprise means we will try to develop science in the field of health information technology through research product. So it can be useful for IT development in Indonesia. And also we would like to help develop information technology in the health sector. So we could help the remote areas to access health information. And also economic enterprise, we would like to make NetMedis becoming a profit business, and also could, yes, and also good job for the community. Next slide, please. And the last is lesson learned. Next slide, please. So the key message for you for business plan making is use your heart to find a problem and solution, and also do your best to give a big impact for society. Think about the feasibility of your plan, and also for the presentation, you have to tell your problem with a story so it can make the judges shaken, and also make it clear in only 10 minutes. Next slide.
Inshan, that will be your final slide. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
This is our favorite quote. Entrepreneurship is the process of doing something new and something different for the purpose of creating wealth for the individual and adding value to society. So don't worry how money you can make, but how much money you can make, but how many people you can help. That's our presentation. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Inchang. Yeah, thank you very much. As she shared about how the NetMedis have utilized some of their resources to implement their project, and I'd like to pass the mic over to QB. Fahad, can you just stand by as I prepare your lecture, your slides? Okay, you may continue. And I think just to differentiate now, Fahad is going to utilize the template to lead all of you to understand how he explained his team's internal capability. Now, Fahad, over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Goisan. Yeah, that's right. I think for now, I'm not going to tell you about our products because it's already done in the first and workshop before. So even if you want to know about it more, you can download it from the material in the previous workshop. Now I want to tell you about the internal capability of ours. Why? Because we here in Invenco are focusing in both in product and people development. So beside the product development, we are trying to develop our personnel, our member. Yes, we are not so care about which is more famous. Is it the person behind the product or the product itself? But we think that the person behind the product is also important to be developed. And here in the next for 18 months plan, we give our focus in the product development. Now we are trying to develop the fourth prototype to be experimented in laboratory by using some specific methods according to the medical device testing. Why? Because now we already reached the third prototype, and from the discussion between our professors and professors in KU, we need to develop the better prototype before sell to the market. And then for market resistance testing, we like to doing the survey to know the response of customer, what they want from the new product and the probability price and etc. Decide what they really need. So we think that it's a little bit different, and sometimes the customer are not so care about what they need. So we're trying to doing the survey about it. And then what we need is from internal, we do need the facility, especially laboratory from our university, because sometimes it's restricted for another student from other faculty. And then from external, we need someone from Soy Asia that can link us to expertise in Japan. But now I think we already built some connection with them. All thanks to Goy, because we just linked with Umejima Sensei, and we just met with Mitsugi Sensei from Keio University. And I think the next slide, please. Yeah, this is the what can I say, the side plan for the next 18 months. We started from January this year, and it's just end for this November. Why? Because now it's already changed. We think that after we came to Japan, after we going to discuss with the expertise from Keio University, we got some answer for our problems, but unfortunately it's not answered yet. So we need to arrange our milestone and our business process. So November is the last process for now. I think next please. Yeah, this is what we have to do for the later 6 months discussion by using Soy facilities. It's very precious, very valuable for us, because before this kind of event, we don't know about it, and by using this kind of facility, we can discuss with Takenouchi-san and Mitsugi Sensei from Keio University to discuss about our specific antenna, and then for graphical design for product packaging and development. And then we also met with Jusavat Sensei, and he is a micro-satellite expertise. He's from Indonesia, but working as an expertise in Chiba University, which we met him when he came to Indonesia. But yeah, when we came to Japan, he went to ITP. So I think ITP fans already know about him. And then next slide, please. Yeah, we're also doing the field discussion with, in Japan. This is the discussion with Mitsugi Sensei in Keio University for the first picture. We are talking about our antenna specification, what do we need, and the material, the laboratory specific things, and we don't get the answer in the full answer, but what we got is something more precious. We know we already submitted into a patent, but we know from discussion with Mitsugi Sensei that it can be used in other way. I mean the patent. So we know more about patent, and yeah, all about patent thing. And then for the next picture, we had a discussion with Professor Josafat's assistant in Chiba University. We know about microsatellite things and the Q measure thing. We are not actually connect with this kind of technology, but some of it part we can use. So yeah, it's a precious thing though. And for from discussion with the third picture is with Umejima Sensei in Keio University. We also learn about the economic parts, because the two of us who come there are not from economic world. We are from engineering, even not most of us are engineers. I'll tell you later, because this is a very new and exciting, a very interest material to discuss with him. And then next slide, please. On-site discussion, home in Indonesia is the time when Khoisan come to Indonesia to see us. We discuss about what we do later, and not only with Khoisan. In the next picture, we also have a discussion with NetMetis and also with other people from internship program. We tell them about our yearly development plan. And then for the next slide, please. This is our yearly plan from 2006, when the first idea about how to kill bacteria came out, and then 2013, how to kill bacteria with our way came out, till 2016, our plan to sell this kind of product to the market. But we realized that these flowchart are sometimes too beautiful. Why? Because when we come to the expertise, there are so much time that need to be experiment and to be discussed more about it. So we already built the third prototype, but it needs to build a next generation prototype. So maybe for the next 2015 and 2016, it will be delayed. Next slide, please. And this is the statement ability of task for our people. For the example is me, considered as the oldest car experience for 3 years at marketing executive in local trading, just local trading, but from achievement, I got the second prize in national business plan once, and first prize in regional business plan competition once. Both of them as a team leader, and that's why I consider as the CEO for this team. And then for the next slide, please. Yeah, this is for the all member of the team. We choose each people of the team are not just because we are friends or just because we are in the same age and we are other things. All of them are the most experienced in their part. For example, Reno, he has 3 years experience in internet marketing and over 4 years experience in graphical design. So we put him in CIO and give him a task for production and graphical design development. And Fahri, our second year student in economic in Brawijaya, majoring in macroeconomic, but not only that, he's also experienced with overseas discussion about business event. Next slide, please. For Calvin, he wins twice in national student competition. The second prize for the team in a entrepreneurial startup, and the third prize in other year. And he also experienced in choosing people to be what can I say, to be the team member. So from this we put it in the marketing. And for Januar, working experience in Excel Axiata. I think people from Malaysia already know about it. Axiata is one of telecommunication company in Indonesia, which the director are from Malaysia. So it's a joint company. He already had the experience for 3 years in this company and other experience, so long in Brawijaya and in Polytechnic. And then for next slide, please.
Give me a minute, Fahad. At this point, I'd like to have all your attention. Now, this is an example. Look at Kevin's resume, competency. So this is very hard for us as a judge to say, third prize in a competition. What did Kevin do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah,
where Fahad has shown to us this is the original version of how students used to describe themselves. I got the first prize, but I want to tell you, for investors, first prize may not be so meaningful, but rather, if you were to describe what did you create, all right, in a bit more specific term, and how that would be correlated to your medical device. Now, that is the thing that I would like all of us to challenge, all right, to skill up your competency and convince the judges that you are the one. Okay, Fahad, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Goy. In this previous, please. In this part, I like to show them just from point to point. But if you want to show it as a paragraph or some sentences, it's all up to you. So it's just some example for other people. So maybe next slide, please. Yeah, and this is what we want to present you from sentences about each of member skills and experience.
I think we may not go through that. Maybe you pick up one of the example within this part. Maybe let's talk about Yanwa. Why is he showing us internal capability?
Yeah, because he has created the prototype for medical device system, and also the software with it, software and both the software and hardware, which is unique, specific, and uncopyable. Why I say this is uncopyable? Because maybe you are from computer science, also know that coding sometimes really specific from each person. So to be really the same from one to other person is a little bit hard to do. From the device that was implemented in university laboratory, prototype has been used in experiment in laboratory till now. I think that's
good. Thank you.
Yanwar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and this is the. I think I want to say this is the unique part for us, because I want to say that if we can't be the first, we must be the unique ones. So luckily we can create both of them. We are the first as applying and created medical system in the university hospital, especially in using the electromagnetic waves to kill the bacteria. And our uniqueness we are using the we not starting from exactly zero. We started by using a standard device that based on development already proven in laboratory in vitro methods, and its methods are already patented in our names. And then for the next slide, please. Yeah, and this is the described for our internal capability in resource configuration from business process based on the template. I think that's all from us.
Thank you. Can we give a round of applause to the two speakers, In Chang and Fahad? And I'd like to really tell you what happened, because during their time of contest, they don't have to do this part. So I actually challenged In Chang and Fahad to quickly produce some form of example for all of us to learn how to go about, doing this whole thing about the internal capability. So these are the templates and example, and I'm sure you can challenge to produce something that convinces us that you are the one with the internal capability. And now, without further delay, I'd like to pitch my mic to our speaker for today, Mr. Wanami, and he will be telling us a little bit more about how business plan can you can take some form of lean, follow the lean way. Now, we don't know what's lean way, so Wanami, San, can I pass the mic over to you as I prepare your slides? Yeah.
Yep. Okay, thank you for the presentation. It was fantastic, and I just want to share the just a very short instruction about the Lean Startup. First of all, I just want to introduce myself. I'm, yep, is my page.
You're on screen.
Yep. And my name is Toshihisa Wanami. I'm a 2 times entrepreneur, 1 success and 1 failure. This is the 3rd time to create my own company. And I'm teaching Lean Startup to both entrepreneurs and the big company who is creating a new business. And just want to ask you about how many of you read the book called Lean Startup? Raise your hand, please.
Lean Startup. How many of you? Okay.
No one.
Eddie, you read, right? Eddie? Okay.
Yes.
You know? Okay, doesn't matter. Lean Startup is a new methodology. It's quite well known within the Silicon Valley. It was from the 2008. And publisher was called Eric Ries, who is also an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. And this book was published in the 2011. So it's quite new idea. So you should know this. And within the Silicon Valley, everybody has to know this Lean Startup method because the investor required them, right? Okay. So I'm going to show you a very short tip about Lean Startup for about 10 minutes, okay? Videoないです.
Great. Good.
Yep, this is the Lean Startup. You should know. You should read that later, okay? So I'm going to give you a very basic 2 principles and 1 method about the Lean Startup. So this is the first one. You should know if you're going to create a new business. Remember this word very well. This is quite simple. Don't sell what you can make, but make what you can sell. This is quite simple, right? Does it make sense?
Some of you look confused.
Yeah, so many startups and failed over the years. I get the I'm teaching at the university and the many entrepreneurs here in Japan. I've heard about the over the maybe 300 or more ideas over within the year, but as you well aware, most of them fail. That is mostly because this principle, they are trying to sell what they can make, but they are not trying to make what they can sell. This is quite difficult. That is just because you got the idea, and that's why you try to take your risk. But this principle will stop you from that. Okay? Remember the Segway? Segway was a big success by producing the fantastic device. But next slide, please. But on the business, it was failure, big failure. You know, I just want you to know the production and creating a business is quite different things. So as I told you, customer first and the production later. That means you have to create a business, not the product or services. So always try to think about the who is going to be your first customer. Okay? So this is just quite same thing. You have to know what can you sell. Don't confuse with the what can you make, what can you produce. It's quite different things. What can you sell? So the Segway got the big failure. They are success on the producing fantastic devices, but they failed on the business. So they are pivoting. They're changing their plan. changing their strategies. You know, look at this. They say goodbye to the two-wheel devices already. They are creating a three-wheel devices. That is just because the market demands. Market demands them to create the three-wheel devices. You know, this is so unique. So now they are listening to the market. Okay. So the very basic business creation process is just like this. You got the big idea, try to development, production very hard, and you got the launch, and you're expecting big success. But next slide, please. No one's going to buy you. No one's going to buy your product or services. Each and every time, I've seen this lots of times. Even me has experienced just the same situation on the second startup. If this happened, time and money, spending lots of time and money, never come back, never return. I spent a lot of time and money, was wasting a lot of times. So you have to focus on the prototyping, and else MVP. Maybe this is going to be a very new idea to you, but minimum viable product. As you might imagine, if you say a prototyping, it's just like you know, testing your devices. But the MVP is quite different idea. MVP is to any kind of way to test your business going to be a success or not. So we are going to conduct many kind of experiment to test this. So this is a good business creation process. You got an idea, quick to create a prototype, test it, and get the feedback. And until you get the feedback, never plan next phases. That is just because this feedback make you to good direction. So don't plan any further until you get this feedback. Okay? So less time and money, more get feedback. This is very important. Okay. So example, if you got the watch idea, you want to create a new business with this very fashionable watch, but don't create the production first. Just create a prototype. Through the product, you can learn so many things. You can solve many things. Like this. People used to watch the wristwatch by this horizontal. But people never watch this wristwatch in a vertical position, right? So this looks very good, but not in use. So you can find it maybe 1 hour by creating a prototype. This is really nice feedback for you. So prototype are made to get feedback, okay? Not to finish production. Maybe you guys creating the prototyping to finish production, I guess. But quite different. Prototypes are made to get feedback. Just feedback, okay? Prototype, you might imagine these above left things, but we are creating so many prototyping called MVP, like you know, the light bottom, like a brochure is a very nice prototype to test your business model to a potential customer. So, what to get feedback? This is the most important thing. We're testing so many things: value proposition, target customer, who's going to be first target customer, positioning, required functions, prices. Prices are so important. And maybe your potential first customer using alternatives already because they have program already. And maybe you're going to have potential competitors, and you have to know how to win over them. And yeah, maybe your first customer using the alternatives already, so you make them switch to your product, new product. So it's going to be cost them. So you have to estimate the switching costs. And these kind of things have to be tested before putting so much money and time on your business side here. Next one, please. So you have to keep prototyping or MVP, creating an MVP until you're confident about this first principle. You are not selling what you can make, but making what you can sell. All right? So this is a big challenge, but the ancient entrepreneur Henry Ford got a very nice quote. Nothing is particularly hard if you divide it into small jobs. It's very nice quote for the old startup entrepreneur. Yes. So I'm going to give you two principles. Don't sell what you can make what you can sell, and nothing is particularly hard if you divide into small jobs. And I just want you to remember one method: create prototype or MVP, not product. Okay. That's it. This is my advice for you guys to quick learn about the lean startup. Okay, make sense?
Yeah, this is, I think, interesting. You don't sell what you can make, but you make what you can sell. I want to know, in the reality, I know all of us here are students. How many of you right now actually create prototype or going to do prototype? Can I have a show of hands? Can I have a show of hands? How many of you, regardless of your business plan, all right? How many of you think that you have the intention to create a prototype? Can I have a show of hands? Okay, we do have quite a lot. Maybe we could hear from them, like, you're going to create a prototype. Tell us a little bit, what kind of things or difficulty that you may have. Are you creating a minimum viable product? Or what is the situation? Maybe let me pitch the mic first to ITB. Eddie, I think your site, some of them are going to do prototype. How have you learned from Wanami-san's phrases, and what's the situation?
Okay, I feel the situation that I already made some prototypes, but sometimes the customer said that my prototypes isn't good enough. So I repeat the process to make another prototype, and it's repeat again, like what Mr. Manami said before.
I see.
Yeah.
So you have gone through a few rounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And so we have a case of someone who is trying and trying. And USM, I know some of you just now raised your hand, and maybe you could share with us what kind of difficulty you have while creating your prototype. In Malaysia, what's the situation, Pang?
Actually, in USM, the most hard difficulties that we face is the resource problem. Means that the school doesn't really support us undergraduate in making the prototypes or the minimum viable product. So all the funding is by students like ourselves. We pay money by ourselves to buy all the resources or or making all the prototypes. So that's the most difficulties that we face. Yeah. Right.
I
Thank
see.
you.
So Pang, you seem to give us a key word that if there are some resource, it would help you in creating your prototype. Am I right?
Yes.
If you have resource, can you name us one or two resource if you can get it? What kind of resource are you talking about? In Malaysia, your case.
Resource, maybe funding or maybe sponsor or such and that. Yeah.
Now, I like all of us to take this time to think about it. Sometimes is resource really just about money? Or resource can be some form of physical thing that we can actually get from somewhere in your internal environment or external environment. Now, maybe let me pitch the mic to Wanami-san. Wanami-san, when you talk about creating prototype, we know that is still a goal we want to achieve, but you encountered difficulty too. Could you share with us then how they said they don't have the resource to create prototype? Do you?
I actually don't have any problem with creating prototype, but it's quite hard to conduct the real feedback. It's quite different. Creating a prototype is not so much difficult, right? But you have to get the real feedback, no noises. You have so much noises from by interviewing the customer, so-called market research, but maybe the market will tell you lies, always lies. But you have to ignore the noises and focus on the real feedback. So the most difficult part creating a prototype is how can I get the real feedback, not noises. Okay.
I think Wanami-san has given us a very important thing. As you even are doing some form of interview, are your people telling you really their pain, or are they just telling you to please you?
Yeah, that's right.
I'd like to hear from Necmedis and QB. While you're creating a business plan and in hospital and your patient, tell us the reality. What is the situation? Because all of us are learning. Tell us what is your difficulty, Inchang. Because you are handling patients, is it easy to get to get information from them?
Real feedback is a difficult one.
Okay. We are hearing a little bit of interruption.
Yes. Also, because of the patient in regional public hospital is also from low educated family.
Okay, I'm hearing you, Inchang. Sorry, a little bit too softly. I can't really hear you. Could you get nearer to the mic?
Sorry. Yes.
I can't hear you. The whole Asia cannot hear you.
Yeah.
And that's where Wanami-san said that's interruption, right? Sometimes you can't hear what the market tells us. Yes, come again.
Yes. So for getting information from the patients and also the health worker, it's not so difficult. But getting the real feedback, it's like Wanami-san said, it's a difficult one because the difference of the patient's background, like when they come from low educated family or low economy family, so it's quite difficult for us to get some feedback. Yes, maybe like that.
That's
and
a
also
very-
for sorry.
Oh, that's a very good word, as you were telling us about how if our market are coming from people with the, if I were to say, a lower educational background, right, Im Chang?
Yes, yes. And also for the health worker, we also find difficulties because they quite close. I mean, they don't want to sued by the law if they open their medical record to the patients. So it's like the health worker itself is also not so agreed about our system. It's maybe like that. But this is why NetMedis come to get their understanding that
I see.
yes, that medical record is the right of the patient. You know what I mean?
Okay, I
Yes.
see. But I think that is a very important information. Onami-san, could you share with us as the students are trying to do their market research to hear from the customer,
Yep.
but there are a lot of interruption, distraction. How can we give us some tips? How should we handle that?
In my opinion, you should focus on the future potential customer, not users. Okay. Can you describe the differences between customer and users? And I think many people try to hear from the users, but on the business aspect, you have to focus on the future customer. Customer means the person who are going to pay you. Okay, not user services or product, but we just want to find who is going to be a person to pay us. Okay. The feedback is should focus on the customer. How can I get the money from them?
That has also, I think, to do with the marketing part of it. That it should be appealing to between the user or the person who make the decision to pay, the purchaser. So of course, it differs from a product to a product, and it differs from an industry which is very sensitive, like medical, to a tourism industry. I like to pitch my mic to our Japanese colleague here, friends here. You would like to create a plan about tourism, and how do you think that it's important to get market voices from your tourist people who are going to join your tour? How do you intend to do that? You're going to do something to target at the China tourists, right? How do you intend to do that? Siqi, you're going to do that, right?
Yes, because I'm Chinese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think I will do the job like approaching the Chinese market because I'm Chinese, and actually our targeting group is, well, girls of our age. So I think I have certain connections in the universities, and since we are talking about the tourism between China and Japan, I know there are certain girls that they are actually have their inside groups and networks. They are studying Japanese together, and they are planning about their future study life in Japan together. So I think they will definitely try something new in Japan. So I think I can approach them. Yeah.
Actually, when Siqi is telling me, she seems to be telling me her internal capability, right? She's saying that she's a Chinese. She's reaching out to people, happens to be of the same age, and that she's telling people that come to Japan because she's in Japan. So I think that's why, Irina, you pick her as your marketing officer. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, I think that it's the kind of thing that it does connect back. Whether you're going to do the prototype, you're going to ask market, are you sending the right people to speak the right language to the people, to the customer who will pay, for your service? So I kind of think that Siqi kind of delve in to what we are talking about. Yes, you are still going to create your prototype, and you're still going to do your interview with the market, but tell us and how you're going to do it. Now, if you can be the one to cut off any interruption and get the facts, you have more internal capability than others. Okay. Actually, I would really like to discuss more. I prepared some more questions. Yeah, I think the time has kind of run out. I'd like to thank Wanami-san for giving us so much good advice about the lean way. Can we give Wanami-san a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'd like to put your attention back to our slides. Where am I? Okay. Okay. Let me go back to some administration. Even though I know we are quite gearing up for discussion. Now, some important schedule to take note about the business plan contest. Whether or not you join the workshop is a platform for you to learn and be ready for the business plan. So please download the business plan template and submit to us via the contest website on the 26th of November. And we're talking about Japanese time, 24 hours, midnight. All right, please adjust it according to your own country timing. And of course, we will follow by announcing the finalists and the final presentation, and we announce the winner. So take note of the timing again, the date, 26 November. I also like to, on behalf of the director of Soit Asia Business Platform, Mr. Masaki Umejima. I think some of the students have met him. He'd like to leave us. He couldn't join us for today, but he has a message for us, all of us, that making business is easy. He said so. He said that to QB team and to Magnetis. And Soit Asia, okay, where we are coming from, all right, we are one of your external resource, all right. But I think internally in your own university, you have a representative from Soit Asia, your lecturer. We had our own directors meeting, so they are the one, all right, from ITB, from USM, from UB. They are the one who enable us to, create this platform. And our purpose in Soit Asia is, of course, to make international business development to be the next important agenda. And he like to tell us whether or not you become entrepreneur, please enjoy being the part of the whole Asia. That is his message for us. And again, I'll have some very important thing. We won't be meeting from now till the 26th November, but we will be communicating via the contest Facebook, the website. This video, I will upload it on the website, and I would still encourage, I will still be posting information on the Facebook. So I don't think the workshop is sufficient to cover everything. This year, the workshop is successful, I think, because of our guest speaker, all right, like Wanami-san, or even the two winner, QB and Magnetis. I thank you so much for contributing your experience with us, even though you're so busy. And I think most importantly to everyone, you are the one who is going to test your dream and test your prototype and hear the right voices in order to solve, the pain that you have. So yeah, at the very end, before we even end the whole thing, because this workshop is quite unique in terms of sharing about internal capability. Can I ask for OB in UB, Eddie, the leader in ITB, and Pang, you have just volunteered yourself as the leader. Could you help me by collecting the names, the email, and the members, the faculty, and the year? The reason why I'm doing this is because we will be sending you a very simple survey, because we would really, really want to create and improve Soit Asia in order for all of us to learn together. So may I have that support from you, OB, in UB? OB, is it okay? Thank you. And Eddie, is it okay from ITB? And Pang, is it okay from USM? Thank you. And what I'm trying to say is, other than the contest, I am more interested to form this community where we can continue to communicate and share ideas beyond the workshop, beyond the contest. Because at the end, we are talking about solving real problems. So that is the message I have for you. And would you please also, before you leave, take a group photo, upload it on the Facebook, and we can inspire each other. Please do that, OB, Eddie, and Pang. Please get your guys, to start the movement. I think that's about all for me for today. Thank you very much, and I look forward to receiving your business plan on the 26th November. With that, I thank all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You hear something? Okay. So the workshop has come to an end, but we have actually an extension of another Solid Asia event. It is concerning about internship. All right. I think some of you may not have known. Solid Asia has launched an internship, and the person in charge, Yuki, will be telling you about this whole internship. She's getting herself ready, but I'm going to tell her, and she's now considering the importance of internal capability. If you have shown internal capability in your contest, she's probably going to think about if you are eligible for internship in Japan. All right. So please show us how internally capable you are. Okay. So meanwhile, please take a little. She's ready to come over. Okay. She's getting ready. So we take a 1-minute break. So thank.